Hi, Global Kids! Do you remember what God told you to do when you're at home, school, or church?
It is easy to forget or disobey the God's word and do what we just want to do.
King Josiah also read and listened to what God asked him and his people to do.
Today, let's see how he followed after God.
This is Josiah.
Josiah became king of Israel when he was only 8 years old.
Now the country of Israel had a very long line of kings who did many bad things, including Josiah's father and grandfather.
These kings did not follow after God and they ignored his commandments and his law. But when Josiah became king, he did what God wanted him to do and followed the example of King David.
18 years after Josiah became king, he sent one of his court secretaries, Shaphan, to God's temple.
Many of kings before Josiah did not take good care of God's house, so it was in need of repair.
While they are in the temple, Hilkiah the high priest said to Shaphan, "I have found the book of the law in the Lord's temple."
So Shaphan took the scroll back to King Josiah and led it to him.
When Josiah heard what was in the book, he was greatly upset because the people of Israel were not doing the things that God asked him to do, and Josiah knew that God must be angry with Israel for not obeying his commandments.
Josiah gathered together all the people of Israel to the temple and read the entire book of covenant to them.
That very day, Josiah and all the people promised that they would obey of what God commanded with all their hearts and souls.
Josiah went on to help Israel become a people fully committed to God.
He tore down all the other temples and the idols that they had set up.
He got rid of all the people who were doing bad things all throughout Israel, and he did all that was commanded in God's book.
Never before had there been a king like Josiah who turned to the Lord with all his heart and soul and strength, obeying all the laws of Moses, and there has never been a king like him since.
Global Kids, do you feel how committed Josiah was to God? God is not only asking the king of Israel to what to do.
God is also asking us to follow his righteous way. You can also be committed to God with all your heart and soul and strength. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.